As long as most NASCAR fans have been alive, they've always had the knowledge that with every season schedule comes a series of traditional fixtures that are held on certain weekends annually. Going back to the 1960s, there's been an establishment of several crown jewels and holiday weekends that go hand in hand with NASCAR, and it's been that way ever since. This includes opening the season with Speed Weeks and the Daytona 500 as the headliner to kick things off. Moving on down the line, Memorial Day weekend is home to the Coca-Cola 600 or World 600, whichever you prefer. Then, later in the year, as the summer winds down, the series treks to Darlington, South Carolina for the vintage Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend, and that's what you call a Triple Crown. Also, there was the somewhat consistent late summer date of the Brickyard 400 at the storied Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but that's been converted to the road course, losing its prestige altogether. But there's something missing. No, it's not Talladega. While a big race, not a yearly staple that sees the same date year in and year out. It's also not the Bristol Night Race. While thrilling and full of fireworks, it also has varying race dates that now pushes into the fall. I'm talking about the peak of the summer, where steamy hot days meet the beaches of the Atlantic Ocean, where firecrackers are popping and grills are flaming, and the red, white, and blue is waving loud and proud at Daytona Beach, Florida on 4th of July weekend. From the very birth of Daytona International Speedway in 1959, the Firecracker 400 was run on the 4th of July every single year. Not the 4th of July weekend, the actual 4th of July, regardless of the day, until 1987 in the bright Florida sun. It actually didn't become 400 miles until 1963, but that's beside the point. The tradition persevered afterwards, falling on the weekend closest to the 4th from then on, and the race still somewhat exists, but it's now become the final race of the regular season before the playoffs start. While that's fun and all, it's definitely taken on a foreign identity compared to its former home on the NASCAR circuit. I want to educate every race fan that isn't already on how significant it was to have this race on its original weekend. What you may be thinking is, why would you have a race on a holiday this important when the drivers and teams should be with their friends and family? Well, before 1998, Daytona had no lighting system, hence the race took place around 10 a.m. and was done in early afternoon, giving everyone involved, including the fans, a full day of action and plenty of time to watch fireworks and play in the sand for hours on end. The race's first iconic moment was not only one for NASCAR, but one for the entire country to unite. As Richard Petty was in hot pursuit of his sanctifying 200th career win, President Ronald Reagan flew in on the horizon, wanting to join in on the buzz and witness this landmark accomplishment himself. Petty outlasted Cale Yarborough to pull it off, and the celebration was on. What ensued was as American of an after-party in the 80s as you can imagine. The King and the President, with fellow competitors alike, eating Kentucky Fried Chicken in a banquet room. This cinema-like story catapulted NASCAR onto the national scene for good, and the sport never really looked back. The very next year, it got sponsors rushing to the gates to get involved, and Pepsi would attach its name to the event until 2007. In 1998, it was set to debut under the lights, giving everyone a relief from the sweltering summer heat and provoking a cooler environment. The race didn't run on the scheduled weekend, however, due to a rash of wildfires in the surrounding areas, but it still put on the show it intended to. In 2001, just 4 months removed from the death of one of the all-time greats in Dale Earnhardt, his very son brought the roar of the crowd over the high-pitched, high-octane engines as he blazed to victory, restoring order to the track and pinning yet another monumental event to the weekend's and the sport's history, an adrenaline rush you couldn't duplicate at just about anywhere else. In 2008, Coke Zero replaced Pepsi as the title sponsor, but the tradition and fanfare lived on. The next year saw this jaw-dropping finish.
Wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch
him. Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes. No,
there he turns him. He turns him.
Bush in the wall. Here comes Stewart to the checkered flag. And another car gets in the backside. It's Casey Kane. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
In 2015, everyone's breath paused, but was quickly revived.
Work their way through 3 and 4. Into the triumph they come. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
The 3 of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. what an incredible sight to see Austin Dillon walking away from that 3-car that is demolished.
And in 2019, it was given an unceremonious exit and things were never the same. To me, why should this race be the scapegoat and give the boot to another weekend with no merit while all the other staples on the schedule remain? This race has just as much prestige and longevity as the Coke 600 and Southern 500. No, it's not the Daytona 500, but that's an untouchable standalone spectacle. Any race at Daytona is a major deal and is second to none to any other facility in NASCAR. It's undebatable. The way I see it, the haulers, planes, and campers rolling into any other property in NASCAR on 4th of July weekend besides this place is doing the holiday a disservice. The officials and leaders of the sport are apparently roaming around and looking to fill a void in this slot when to me, the answer is right in front of them. As for its current spot on the schedule, I really don't like seeing a free-for-all demolition derby of a race deciding who's going to be in the running for the championship. It should be set with integrity and traditional racing. This is something that deserves its own pedestal. Nothing at stake other than enjoying the Florida beach with an action-packed, sparks-flying thriller and a fireworks show after to wrap things up. And there's a good chance you'll see something you haven't seen before. It's seen 11 first-time winners and 3 in a row. There's been side-by-side photo finishes, many multi-car wrecks, and once-in-a-lifetime celebrations. Please, NASCAR, do us a favor and bring this relic back. It was too fun and too memorable. No other place on the schedule can replace it. I'll die on this hill. A glimmer of hope I can point out is that NASCAR experimented with moving the Southern 500 to a different date and tried to recapture the same presence elsewhere. But guess what? It's back on Labor Day weekend where it belongs. Maybe this has the same fate. Sometimes tradition wins over entertainment. This would give us both. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everyone absorbed the message I've sent. That's what's most important. Hope everyone has a great and safe summer and holiday weekend with the people you love. Be sure to like and subscribe like your life depends on it. My name is Ryan, and this has been a Platinum Paradise video.